Hello, everybody. My name is Pablo Veramendi. I am the Global Director for the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program and community here at Microsoft. Thank you all for joining us. Excited to tell you more about our amazing student community during this presentation. My pronouns are he, him. I am a Caucasian male with dark hair, glasses, and a gray sweatshirt. And again, I'm thrilled to be here today and be able to talk to you about both the program and introduce you to some of our amazing ambassadors from across the globe. So this is an inclusive session. We want everybody to be welcoming and respectful, be aware of others, be open to all questions and viewpoints, be understanding of differences, be friendly and patient, and be kind and considerate to others. We do have a Q&A chat, so if you have questions that you have for anybody on this call, myself, or any of the ambassadors, please feel free to put it in the Q&A. But again, I'd ask you to make sure that you follow our code of conduct as you interact with us in the session. So the first thing I want to talk about is how important technical skills are today. By 2022, there will be 6.2 million job openings in cloud-based technologies. And employees are struggling to find employees with the right technology skills to meet their objectives. Today's students want more than just a diploma. They want those real-world skills that would make them more employable on the onset. Departments and faculty want the right resource to deliver innovative technical courses in order to meet their students' needs. And finally, employers highly value graduates have their degree plus an industry-recognized certification. So all these things are super important, and I'll get to why I brought them up before talking about our ambassador program in a moment. So what are the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors? Well, it's all about finding your community. It's more important than ever as classes and events and social activities are taking place virtually or hybrid. It's all about amplifying your impact as a passionate student leader and bringing together like-minded peers to build this vibrant community across the globe. We want all of our ambassadors to learn new skills and solve real-world problems in the work that they do within the community. You can connect with other students who share your passion in our focused leagues and use tech to solve real-world challenges together. Of course, kickstart the career with that training and certifications, the things I was just talking about that are so important for employers and for students that are looking to get a leg up in the industry. We have support for virtual events and unique access to experts and mentors within Microsoft. You can host digital events, offer guidance to other students, and really earn that recognition that would separate your resume from the pack. Our applications are year-round, and we select students and onboard them. Selected students are onboarded on a quarterly basis. You can check out our website at studentambassadors.com, and our hashtag is hashtag MSFT Student Ambassadors. We're on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, everywhere you can find. We have ambassadors doing some incredible things. There's a lot of amazing benefits to being an ambassador. First, as you progress through the milestones, you get to the alpha milestone, you get $150 of Azure credits. So you can take what you've learned on Microsoft Learn, which is our skilling platform, if you're not aware of it, our technical skilling platform. You can take those skills that you learned on Microsoft Learn and apply them and start building a real online portfolio. You get Visual Studio Enterprise subscription, which gives you access to all kinds of software and technologies to build lab and test environments. You get access to LinkedIn Learning, so you can supplement those tech skills with soft skills from the LinkedIn Learning catalog. You get vouchers for Microsoft Technical Certification, MCC exam vouchers, so you can leave the program with that certification that will help you so much in your path towards your first tech job. And you get a domain name as well, so you can build that online presence. Once you hosted your first event and shared your passion with your peers, your fellow university students, you get to the beta milestone. At that point, you get, of course, all the alpha benefits, but you also get a swag box shipped out to you. There's more event support where you can get things like Xbox Game Passes and LinkedIn Premium to incentivize those that could attend your events. You get mentorship from our cloud advocates, which are our technical subject matter experts on our greater team, as well as Microsoft MVPs, our most valuable professionals that are professionals in the workforce, building community across the globe, just like our ambassadors. And you get an additional voucher, so you can continue building that portfolio of certifications as you leave the program. And finally, we're looking at the ambassadors that are recruiting, that are out there building community, that are getting skill, that are hosting events, that are mentoring within the program, that are really leaders within the community and within their countries and regions. And we nominate them as gold ambassadors. And they get access to special speaking engagements. They get program leadership opportunities. They get mentorship from our MVPs. And at the end of their journey as a student, as they go into the professional world, they could be nominated to that MVP program that I mentioned earlier, Microsoft Most Valuable Professionals. So they can continue building community along Microsoft products. Of course, all ambassadors, when they get into the program, they get Microsoft 365, they get a studentambassadors.com email account, they get access to Microsoft Teams, as well as TechSmith, Snagit, and Camtasia, which is software that allows them to edit videos and create online tutorials as well. So really incredible benefits across the program. So we have some actual student ambassadors with us today. They are Gold Student Ambassadors, and I'll have them each come off the mute and introduce themselves. So we'll start with Ricardo.
All right. Thank you, Pablo, for an introduction. Good morning, good evening, everyone, depending on where you're at. I am Ricardo Prince. I'm originally from Brazil. I live in the US for quite some time now. I am studying software engineering. I've been in the program for 2 years now. It has been a significant part in my development process.
So thank you.
That's the time for someone else.
Okay, Ruchi, over to you.
Oh, yes. Hey everyone, I'm Ruchi Pakle, student gold ambassador from India, from Mumbai, India. I applied for this student ambassador program. I applied around September 2020 and I got my acceptance around Jan 2021. So it's basically more than 1.5 years, and every bit of the program has been excelling me in terms of technical activities, in terms of community, in terms of opportunities, in terms of networking, and in terms of everything basically. So this program is a complete package of what a student needs to excel in his career. And yeah, that's about me.
Thank you, Ruchi. Sharif?
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Sharif Nasser. I'm from Venezuela, but I'm currently located in Mexico and have been for the last almost 6 years. Given that I started college here, right now I'm doing my master's degree in computer science, and the tech areas that I'm most passionate about are shown up in my thesis project, which is AI, machine learning, and in terms of the reason why I applied to the program, it was on 2019 when the program was still called Microsoft Student Partner. And to tell you the truth, at that time, I didn't know what was the program about. So I just applied out of curiosity and to find a community. But so far, it's been, I think, that one of the best decisions that I've made in my life.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sharif. And Tajamul is not able to join us today, but Tina is on. Tina, over to you.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening. I'm Tina Pokley, a Microsoft Gold Student Ambassador from Bangalore, India. And I was one of those ambassadors who was selected in January 2021. And since then, it's been a wonderful journey for me. And my case is similar to how Sharif mentioned that it was something just out of curiosity to know how a community contribution actually works like, and to grow together as a community. So yeah, this was my journey.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tina. It looks like Tajamul just joined us. Tajamul, we're just doing introductions. You want to introduce yourself real quick and turn your camera on?
Yeah. Sorry for the delay. Actually has some network issues. So hello all. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Tajamul Ashraf, and I'm from the beautiful valley of Kashmir. And my journey to Microsoft Learn Ambassador program was very much, very smooth actually for my sake, because I was very much motivated and actually enthusiastic about the work Microsoft has been doing and the technology that is revolving around it. So I was a sophomore in my college. I'm actually a BTech undergraduate currently, and I will be graduating this summer in the Department of Information Technology at NIT Srinagar. So as a sophomore, I wanted to, be part of clubs and contribute towards the community. So I came to know by a friend that there is this program, there's this flagship program that's called the Microsoft Student Ambassador Program. So without hesitating, I start filled the application form and I applied for the same. So I showed my interest to the team, and fortunately I got selected. And then my work actually started. What actually my goal was to contribute to the society. So I hope you all will also be a part and give your best towards the team. So that's all from my side for as of now. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Moon. Great to have you. So I have a couple questions for our panelists. In the meantime, anybody who's joined the call, if you have any questions about the ambassador community, about what it's like to be an ambassador, any questions for the panelists, please feel free to post them in the Q&A. We have some awesome panelists here again. You just heard from them. And of course, I'm the global director, so I can answer any other questions you might have about the program and application themselves. But I'd love to start with a question for the panel. How would you describe the student ambassador community to a fellow student? Go ahead, Tina. So you come off of mute.
Yeah, so I hope I'm audible.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a question which is most frequently asked from my university students as well, that what actually this program is. So for me, I describe it as a family where we learn and grow together. So if you have a passion, the craze and the desire to know more about technology, and the more opportunities you get, the more high you go in your career, and it's something which you like to contribute to the community. So you never know, you would be someone who could create a huge impact within your community. And not only that, it's something which is outside globally. So it's not only within your college, within your city, within your state, it is something which is out there globally. So I think this is something which is more important to know, that you could be someone who could create an impact outside there.
Tina, yeah, I appreciate that. I hear so often from our ambassadors how they feel part of this global community and connected to students from different parts of the globe, and it's awesome to see how they connect and work together. Any other panelists want to answer that question? How would you describe the ambassador community, or add on to what Tina said?
Yeah, I would like to add up to Tina's answer. And in my case, when I talk about the program, I see it as a program that is being sponsored by Microsoft, by which they want to empower students all around the globe to do mostly three things: to learn, to create, and to share. And learn because we have a lot of resources to do that, not only LinkedIn Learning and Microsoft Learn, but also the ability to have mentorship from cloud advocates at Microsoft. And then what we do with the things that we are learning is that we start to create things. It might be by joining the Imagine Cup or just joining a technical league, and just create anything that we want to do with technology. And for that, we also have resources like the Azure Credit that you mentioned, Pablo. And last of all, to share. And share is about taking all of those things that we are doing inside a program and share it with other students in our communities in order to inspire them, and just to personify Microsoft mission, which is to empower every person and every organization around the globe to achieve more. I think that the program does a really good job at helping us join that mission, which is most of the time the same mission that we as student ambassadors have inside the program.
Thank you so much, Sharif. Yeah, I totally agree. You know, when I talk to folks here at Microsoft about the program and seeing the praises of everything our ambassadors are doing, you know, it is very much, you know, I think there's few programs at Microsoft that embody our mission more than the ambassador program, because that's what all of our ambassadors do. They're out there empowering others. They're also empowering themselves by skilling up and getting those certifications. They're lighting that fire, that passion for technology, for having an impact with technology with their peers and fellow students, and it's just incredible to see. And I'm inspired every day by stories I hear from our ambassadors and what they do across the globe. Okay, cool. Let me move on to the next question then. What impact have you had on your community since you've been a Microsoft Learn student ambassador? We want to talk about the specific impact that they've had on their community.
So I would like to answer that.
Sure.
Yeah, so since I have been the Microsoft Student Learn Ambassador, I actually conducted more than 10 events in my college and in my affiliated colleges as well. So I would say I have contributed, I have bring the platform to the college students, and through which actually students applied to the various programs what Microsoft has been, and the technologies that Microsoft is working on currently, so that they can explore how everything. I even did a particular event on how students can come up to Microsoft Student Learn Ambassador program itself, because it's a very it's a vast community in which you can contribute and learn and network yourself. So that's what I contributed to my fellow students and fellow classmates or my college mates. So that's the one way I contributed to the I did contribute while I was a student at Learn Ambassador in my college.
Thank you so much, Tajamul, for sharing that. Great impact. Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to respond to the chat at the same time as talking to you. Anybody else want to answer that question? What impact have you had on your community?
I think adding on to what Tajamul said, networking has been an important impact because we not only get the peers in this community, but also the professionals and mentors. So the resources which are provided by the community, by the organizers, have been so beneficial for us, which in turn has been beneficial for the community. So that is something I wanted to.
Yeah, I do hear often about the mentorship and the impact that it has, both our ambassadors being mentors, but also the mentorship that they get from folks here at Microsoft, from the Cloud Advocates, from MVPs. It's great to hear the impact it has in their lives and the lives of their fellow students. There is a question in the chat about whether or not the program is only for technical students. I will publish that now. It is not. So what we say is that essentially, if you have technology in your career path, then you're welcome to the community. And that these days, that's essentially any degree, right? And so we do have students that have no programming experience. They have a passion for technology, and they want to be able to better use it, better understand it, share that passion with their community. But we have a whole low code, no code league, which essentially is around Power Apps, which are you don't need any programming knowledge to use. And so, yes, we have opportunities for students that are not technical, and we would love to have any student join. In fact, we get so many different perspectives from students that are, that are business students or that are economic students that still want to be able to use technology for their degree and get that leg up with that real world experience within the community. So yeah, absolutely anybody is welcome as long as you have that passion for technology and a passion to share it with your community as well. All right, so any other folks want to answer the question about how you have had an impact on your community before we move on to the next one? Anybody in our panel? While I wait for that, there's a question about whether or not this is applicable for international students studying in the US. Yes, we have students that are international studying in the US that are members of the community, but I would ask that you speak to your international student office at your university just to make sure that they fully understand and you fully understand any implications of being part of this community. All right, so let's move on to the next question. What impact has the ambassador program had on you as an individual, to our panel?
Yeah, I would like to pick up that question.
Go ahead, Ruchi.
Yeah, so talking about me personally, when I joined the community, I wasn't very active on LinkedIn and stuff. But then after joining this community, I got to interact with peers, mentors throughout the world, and not only like limited to India. So that was one thing which was like very much overwhelming and which was very much like what we say excelling in terms of career point of view. I got many opportunities in like along with open source to go ahead. I found a path in open source and I found my identity over there. And yeah, like because of that, I'm like today I'm doing my LFX internship with Linux Foundation as well. So yeah, like this program has been very much beneficial to me coming from a not so like premier college. So yeah, it gives the peers, the networking, and everything an individual ever needs.
Thank you so much, Ruchi. So great to hear. Another panelist want to answer how the ambassador community has had an impact on you?
Yeah, I would like to add up to that answer. I mean, the program has had a lot of impact on me, and I've been part of the program for the last almost 3 years. And I think that the most important thing was meeting a lot of people inside of the program, meeting other students around the globe, and creating this community in Latin America, which is I think that is the achievement that I'm most proud of. But also knowing and meeting a lot of people inside Microsoft, like you, Pablo, and our community program managers and other cloud advocates, which have shown me what is Microsoft culture and mission and values all about. And that actually got me involved and in love with that culture of Microsoft. And that is actually the reason why I decided to apply to join Microsoft as an intern this summer as a software engineer intern. And I think that just having this community where I've been learning a lot and growing a lot, but also being able to share this with other people, I've seen myself grow a lot in the last almost 3 years being part of the program. And I think that it's the community that has been most important to me in my daily life, not only in Latin America, but as I said, all around the globe.
Thank you so much, Sharif. Yeah, it's everything that happens at Microsoft from the top down, from what we hear from Satya, we imbue that into our ambassador community as well. So empathy, diversity, and inclusion are all incredibly important in general, but very, very important for this community as well. And we focus on all those things. It's great to hear that how that's inspired you to do your internship here at Microsoft. So thank you for sharing that story. So I saw a question. Where is it? Is this program available to every university student, or are you taking charge of the program at your school respectively? So it is available to all, and I think I'll answer one of the questions in here about the applications as well. I will ask the panel this question too, but essentially we are looking for students that have that passion and that want to share that passion with their peers, right? And so, at some universities there may be only a handful of students that want to do that and apply. At others, there may be a lot more. It's really the gold ambassadors that are end up being the leaders within those universities where there's more than one ambassador, for example. And so, but we don't limit it to only one student in each university. It is open to as many that want to apply that fulfill the criteria, that show that passion and that want to share that passion with their communities, and that have that drive to learn and improve themselves and lift up others in the process. So, and then I will ask the panel about what aspects of your application. It's moving fast now. Hold on. No. Okay, so yeah, so to the panel, what aspects of your application to become an ambassador do you think made you stand out and eventually get selected for the program?
Okay, I would like to answer that.
Go ahead.
Okay, so basically, the thing that actually matters and that is actually should be taken in consideration while you're applying is the motivation and your passion for technology. Whether you're applying for this program or any other program affiliated, but the passion, the desire that you should possess, that should be there visible when you have it, when you record or when you have an interview or whatsoever. You are writing something, you are actually filling your application. The desire should be very much visible. So that will make sure you get a spot in there. So if you don't have the desire, you should be able, you should be very passionate about the technology, and you should be able to contribute and actually be a part of a team, and you should consider yourself be a part of a team, and then you can contribute effectively. So that is one thing that can help you actually make a spot and get an edge over other students.
Thank you so much, Anmol. Anybody else want to answer that? What do you think made your application stand out when you originally applied to become an ambassador?
Yeah, adding on to what Tajammul said, I think being genuine is one of the most important factors as well. Be honest, be genuine, and make sure that you are taking some time to fill the application. Selections are done every quarter, so you still, for the next cohort, you have around 1 month, I suppose. 31st May is the last day. So you still have time for the next cohort as well. Take some time, patiently analyze all the questions, and make sure that you're able to convey how passionate you are. I mean, you might be very good, you might be really curious about how technology works, but if you're not able to convey, the purpose is not served. So make sure you're also able to convey the same in the application, whether it is your written answer or your video.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tina. Yeah, and I would add to that, since I'm one of the people that reviews the applications, it is that passion that makes an individual stand out, and also that desire to want to have an impact, right? To want to make a difference in their community, make a difference with themselves, and want to help drive the ambassador community forward. And the other thing I would add is that we've had ambassador applications with very well-produced videos. We had somebody submit a music video site kind of thing. There's all kinds of stuff that we get. None of that, I mean, it makes us laugh when we see it, but really, don't focus on the editing or the production value of your video. Like, if you do it with your phone and you just record yourself and it's honest, genuine, you show your passion, that's what we're looking for, right? So don't try to one up somebody else. We've had people put like audio in the back, or not audio, music in the background, and sometimes the music is so loud we can't actually understand what the student is saying. So just it doesn't have to be complex. Go check out the application. I just wrote in the chat. Somebody asked about is there an application? There is an application. Go to studentambassadors.com, click on apply now, and you can read through the application questions. There's 3 questions, one of which you have to answer it with a video. The rest are written answers, and you can save it. So if you start it and you want to come back to it, that's fine. But take that step and just go look, because I think folks can be surprised at how simple the application is. Like for me, when I was a younger student, if I saw something, I don't. Application process is probably complex, and I don't have time to do it. But I would never actually go look. And so I encourage you all to take that step and just take a look at the application. As I mentioned, if you start filling it out, you can always come back to it and complete it later. Okay, and then anybody else on the panel want to answer that? There's a couple other questions from the chat I want to get to, but anybody else want to answer what you think made your application stand out?
I would like to go for it. Like when I filled my application, the thing which was very clear to me was fill the application with utmost honesty and like relate to the things that are being asked and portray it correctly. So like yeah, as everyone said, we should be able to convey the things that we are thinking so that the other person sitting over there would also get our thought process cleared, and they would get a better overview of why why do you want to be a part of this community. So yeah, that was the thing I did during my.
Thank you so much, Routine. You just reminded me of something that, like, this is not being a part of this community is not boxes to check off. It's not that, oh, now I'm an ambassador, great, I can check that box off. It's really about being an active participant and being part of the community. You can't just check a box when you're part of a community. You really have to be engaged and involved. And we can tell in applications when somebody's just applying because they're like, oh, you know what, I just want to put on my resume that I'm a Microsoft Learner Student Ambassador, that's what they want. That's okay. You can apply for that reason. You might not get in, but it's this community is not about just checking boxes. It really is about that you getting as much as you put into it, right? And we know that all of you have different schedules. We have students from 112 different countries across the globe, so many different cultures, different academic schedules, different requirements, different, like some of them are, supporting their families, or some of them have families they are supporting. Like it's just, there's so much diversity within the community, and we know that, and we want you to get what you can put into it, right? And so I would just encourage you, as Richie was saying, just it's part of about being part of this community, right?
Yes. Also, like one thing I wanted to add was like also like as Pablo said, it is not about checking the boxes, because even if you like fill the application for that reason and get in, and if you put that up in resume, but then in interview you would be asked like what contribution did you put in for the like community, so there you won't be able to like answer that, and that would portray a negative point. So like don't be ever just like thought of checking boxes, and because of that you are applying. Apply because you genuinely want to contribute.
Thank you so much, Richie. Appreciate that. And Tina, thank you for posting your blog. I've read it. It's a great blog. Check it out. Tina just put it in the chat. It's about her experience being an ambassador, as well as steps, how to apply, and some tips for your application. So thank you, Tina, for sharing that. Okay, another question in the chat is, what kind of events do you host as an ambassador, and what is your approach, the approach that you take when you host them? So any of the panelists want to answer that one?
I'd like to enter in this question. And when it comes to the type of events that we are organizing, I don't think that there's a limit on the type of things that we do. I think that many student ambassadors are doing very different things, and most of the time are just the things that they're most passionate about. And sometimes that might be a workshop in your university, or now with the pandemic, they are virtual events for your university. There are others who are creating events for the entire country, or in Latin America, we are creating events for entire Latin American region. Also, you can find hackathons. You will also find people sharing events in terms of not necessarily technical content, but also in my case, I'm doing some events on how to apply for a job, on interviewing people who have joined companies like Microsoft. And also I've been able to run a program from Microsoft, which is about mentorship, and it's called Growth and Resilience in Tech. It's an amazing and very beautiful program in order to mentor other students in tech who are joining this community, this industry of technology. And it's aimed to minority groups who are joining technology and who are more likely to drop out due to not feeling like they belong to tech. And so this program, which was sponsored by Microsoft as well, you can find it on internet. There is also in Microsoft Learn a learning path, which is called Build Your Resilience in Tech. And there are just a lot of amazing content that you can learn about how to feel like you belong to tech, and resiliency, and growing as a technical person, and just knowing that you belong to tech, not because you have to comply with, as we were talking about, kind of a checklist or some stereotype of how is an engineer, but actually you belong just because you are you, and you bring your whole self to this community. And we do that same thing in the program. You join the program and you bring your whole self to the Microsoft Learn, the Student Ambassadors program, and that means that you can do anything that you want to do. as long as you are inspiring others, sharing what you're learning, and having an impact in your community. And there's no one better suited for doing this than you, because you're the person who knows your community, who knows what they want to learn, what they are requiring in order to skill up in terms of technical content, but also as technical people, we do require some soft skills. And just also creating this content on soft skills can also help other students find the job that they want when they graduate. And I think that that is one of the objectives of this program, is helping students around the globe to skill up so they can access better opportunities once they graduate from whether it is undergraduate or a graduate program in school.
Thank you so much, Sharif. Anybody else, any of the panelists, what kind of events do you host as an ambassador, and what is your approach that you take to when you host them?
Okay.
I can answer that. Please go ahead, Tajamul.
Yeah, you can go, please.
Okay. So we have, of course, we have tech events, but I've had opportunity to participate in 2 events that were not exactly technical related. In one, for example, we were discussing exactly soft skills, for example. I think the most important thing here is to remember these 3 keywords: learn, share, and create as well.
I think we lost Ricardo's audio.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tajamul.
I think I will continue. I can continue that. So basically, the type of events depends on you actually. So you're not bound to actually some certain, as Sharif said, you're not bound to any. There's no restriction. If you're good at web development, you are actually learning. You want to learn web development, start a community, interact with them, and learn. And you can do a workshop on web development. So basically, the first and foremost event would be to let people know, let your society know, let your community know about the Microsoft Learn Ambassador program itself. So that would be the first event that you should actually do. And then you should start learning about the technology, do events related to that, or workshops, or conduct a hackathon. That way you can contribute. So it's not actually based. So that's the greatness of this work, ambassador program. So it's not actually limited. Whatever you like, in which domain you like, you can contact, because Microsoft has affiliated in all the technologies that you can, whether it's cloud technology, whether it's coding, programming, or whatsoever. So in any case, in development, so you can contribute and conduct an event and let your peers know and have an impact on them, so that they can also get motivated. So that's totally up to you what kind of event you want to conduct in your college or in your society.
Thank you so much, Tajamul. Yeah, I would add to that. We have students with all different levels of capabilities and experiences. Some aren't as comfortable presenting in front of a live audience, so they work in group projects to create workshop content for other ambassadors, or even to translate content to their local language. We have ambassadors that run hackathons. We have ambassadors that we have a partnership with a company called AI Gaming. So we have this whole kind of competition around creating AI for like a memory game or memory card game that students do. So we have, as the program team, provide all kinds of source material for our ambassadors to present. So you don't have to make up your own workshop. You don't have to build something from scratch. We have all kinds of stuff. So you can check out some of the stuff that we have. Let me put the link in the chat here. Check out some. I'll post that after I stop talking, so I'm not doing both at the same time. But we have a repository on GitHub that has all kinds of workshops, different skill levels, different technology types that any of our ambassadors can just take and run with their communities. And I saw somebody say about Learn modules. Yes, you can absolutely take Learn modules and teach them live to either a hybrid or online or in person to your community at your university. But that is not the only thing we expect or want you to do. So, all right, let me get back to the panel in terms of the types of events you host. Anybody else want to answer that question before we move on to the next one?
Just a point adding on to that, I had created a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors Club in my university recently. I'm sure many of the other ambassadors also have created. So what this does is it creates a community within the university. And so coming to the question, what type of events we host? So apart from the external events we also host events for the college particularly as well. This is because there are students who want to learn particular topics and concepts, but they do not have opportunities for it. So here we are providing an opportunity for the limited community as well. So it's not only limited, it is along with the external one for the college students. So it is a voluntarily act done by some of the ambassadors here that we create clubs and limit the students within the college as well. And based on their feedback, their curiosity, we host events one by one. So it's like we have also created a schedule where every Wednesday we host a session on one Microsoft technology. So every Wednesday, students are getting to learn something or the other based on Microsoft technology, which is super satisfying for us ambassadors as well as the students who are learning.
So much, Tina. Yeah, it's great to see, and again, each ambassador has their own style, their own personality, their own brand that they're building. We have ambassadors that just do it on YouTube. They post events on YouTube. Kunal Kushawa is one of them, and he hosts all kinds of skilling events on YouTube on his YouTube channel. So there's just tons of opportunities, and it's really up to you how you want to do it. We just want you to share that passion with your community, with your fellow peers, so they get excited about technology, they get excited about using Microsoft products and solutions, and want to learn more and get that certification as well, right? So there's a question about how is active in the community measured? So every time an ambassador hosts an event, we ask them to submit it to our platform so that we can both track what they're doing and share what they're doing with internally at Microsoft. We've had events go all the way up to Satya Nadella in terms of visibility for what student ambassadors are doing. And so it does get a lot of visibility internally, but of course, if they don't report them, if our ambassadors don't report them to us, then we don't know what they're doing. We can't, there's thousands of ambassadors across the globe. And so we can't keep tabs on every single one of them. So we ask them to report their activities. We also, where we can see what they're skilling on Microsoft Learn, their certifications as well, and then their activities. So I may not have mentioned this at the beginning. I think I did mention that they have access to Teams, but all of our ambassadors are on Microsoft Teams. And so that's how we interact, my team and folks internally at Microsoft interact with the ambassador community. That's also how the community interacts with each other, right? And so that's how I was mentioning that they make connections across the globe because they're all on the same Teams instance, and they're communicating, they're sharing what they're doing, they're giving advice, they're mentoring other students. And so it's great to be you're immediately a part of this community of thousands across the globe. And, I've heard so many stories of ambassadors that can't wait for the pandemic to lift, and so they can fly and visit with the ambassadors they know. Because at this point, in 112 countries, chances are likely that no matter where you go in the world, there's an ambassador nearby. So, and you can actually check that out if you go to studentambassadors.com and click on search. There is you can search for ambassadors. Every ambassador in the program has a public profile on studentambassadors.com, so you can check to see if you have any ambassadors in your university or even in your state or city. It's a great way and you can reach out to them. They usually have their social or LinkedIn profiles posted there, so feel free to reach out to them and start connecting and building that community with other ambassadors that are close to you. Yeah, not limited to the US. So the program is not limited to the US. It's not only for international students. It's not only for students in specific countries. It is really an open, inclusive program to all. There are some countries that Microsoft has an embargo with that students cannot apply from, North Korea, for example. But outside of that, every country, any student from any country is welcome to apply. And we have a huge team that supports our ambassador community. I have 6 community program managers. Those are the ones that are in Teams that are interacting with our students, supporting them with their needs. They're approving the events that the students submit to and giving them feedback. And then our team at Microsoft, I have Ali and Tina are both on my team, and I'm actually just posted a role today, a new role for my team, just because we had Jalen, who was an intern at Microsoft and was on my team for a little over a year, just left for another team at Microsoft. So we have an open position on my team as well, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, we have an incredible support network. We also have all of our cloud advocates, our education cloud advocates that I think Sharif mentioned as well, that are here to support ambassadors and help them build their skills and their community as well. All right, so I have a couple more questions I want to ask the panel. I want to get to. I love that the Q&A is active. Thank you. Please continue asking your questions. We'll get to them as we see them pop up. But the next question I have for you is, what is your favorite part about being a member of the ambassador community? To our panel, what's your favorite part?
My personal favorite part of this community is the like events which happen during the MS building events, the fun activities, and the general sessions also, like the social events that are happening that are also very much engaging. The monthly calls where we just chit chat, and yeah, these events are very much like mind-boggling, and like.
Awesome. Thank you, Ruchi. Your audio was cutting out just a little bit there, but hopefully everybody caught that. Anybody else? Favorite part of being an ambassador?
Yeah, I think I can take this. Adding on to what Ruchi mentioned, I think getting the opportunities is my favorite part here, because opportunities are so overwhelming sometimes that one day I don't open Teams, I am afraid that I missed an opportunity, because it's flooding, and we all want to grab them, right? It's something not that we don't want to have this opportunity, we all want it. I think, yeah, getting those opportunities and making good use of the resources provided to us is something what we all look for.
Thank you so much, Tina. Anybody else?
Yeah, I would also like to add to Tina's answer. And in my case, what I love the most about the program is the fact that I'm allowed to do what I'm most passionate about, which is learning and sharing what I've been learning with other students, and also helping skill other students around the globe. I think that for me, it's about growing and then help the people that is right now where you once were before. And also the fact that I'm not doing this alone, but that I have an amazing and very large community. In my case, I'm very, very involved in the Latin American community inside the Microsoft Student Ambassadors Program. And we are more than 200 students just in Latin America. And just having this large community where we are always in contact and sharing ideas and participating and collaborating in different events and different initiatives makes me enjoy a lot more what I'm doing in the program, and also has helped me grow my impact that I've had on not only being it in Mexico, which is where I'm located, but actually growing this impact to the entire Latin American region. So that's what I love the most about the program, but also the fact that I've been able to make friends, not only with other students, but also create these relationships with my community program managers, the current one and before Sam also. And this has been people that I've enjoyed to receive mentorship from them. And also there is the fact that I've enjoyed having them in the program so much that now that I'm hopefully going to Redmond this year for my software engineer internship, I'm just contacting everyone and telling them like, hey, I really want to meet you in person once I'm there. And just to say that, Pablo, I'm also expecting to meet you once I go to Seattle.
Absolutely.
So yeah, if we have the chance to meet each other. But yeah, I just the part that I love the most is the community per se, is having people surrounding me and having this empowerment from Microsoft employees, from the community program managers, and from other students around the globe.
Thank you so much, Sharif. Anybody else, their favorite part about the ambassador community?
Yeah, so for me, the favorite part is when I connect to the people and connect with the people around in the community. So that is one of the favorite part for me. That gives me, that keeps me motivated. Like how, what kind of people you're communicating with. So there are people out there, and because the community is so vast and so diverse, so you get to learn every time you connect, and every time you talk to them and you see what is the bar and how you can contribute better. So that's the favorite part for me when I as a student ambassador, I would say.
Thank you so much. All right, so there's a couple questions in the chat I want to make sure I get to. We'll come back to the panel in a moment. And panel, if you have any responses to these questions, that'd be great too. Actually, let me ask first to you, and then I will give a little bit of my own color to it. But what are the questions? What are the responsibilities of a student ambassador? How much time is usually invested in the program? Just want to understand, considering the huge academic work that we have as an international student in the U.S. So, what do our panelists what can you share about the time commitment for the ambassador community? Your time commitment, because I know it's different for everybody.
I think that in terms of commitment, like what the program is expecting from us, there's not like a lot of time that the program is expecting. And I think that that's an amazing part, because that allows us to have a lot of time to do what we have to do in school, but then take that extra time that we usually use in extracurricular activities to put in the program. So in terms of commitment, I think that the requirements are doing some learning paths in Microsoft Learn, are completing a technical onboarding in the program. But so far, I haven't felt it like a weight on my schedule being part of the program or having to comply with these requirements. One, because these requirements are helping me skill up and keep growing. So they are not like you have to do this because it's a rule, but actually I'm growing from doing the things that the program is expecting from me. But in terms of my own commitment, well, everyone in the program has different timelines, and everyone can put as much time as they want in the program. And something that I love that you have mentioned in previous sessions, Pablo, is that the more you give to the program, the more the program returns to you. So you can put a lot of time in the program and be sure that all of that time will come back to you as some kind of a reward, being it opportunities, meeting new people, networking, accessing new content and new communities and other things. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Sharif. Okay, we'll give one more panelist a chance to answer that. What is the time commitment that you usually invest in the community?
So I think, I think it varies from person to person. So it depends on your availability actually. So sometimes you can be, you are free and you can contribute. You can, serve on, teams. Like Sherry said, the more you give, the more you will receive. So that is the case. Sometimes you may not be free. That doesn't matter. It doesn't apply like you are not doing good. Sometimes you have much more time. You can contribute. Give your best and contribute more. So it varies even according to your schedule. So it's not a time bound or time restricted. You have to give 3 hours every day. It's not like that. So on weekends, most people are free, so you can contribute more on weekends. So it's actually it's a very, very healthy community per se in this case. So it totally depends on you how much you want to contribute. So there's no limit on that actually.
So much, yeah. And I would just add to that, at minimum, we just want you checking in on teams at least once a month. as Tina was saying, like, she checks daily because she's worried she's going to miss out on something. But as long as you're checking in, and we have these our technical leagues rotate every month. We have a new technical topic, and we have 4 to 6 technical skilling calls that are optional, but we would like for you to attend. That's why we're hosting them for you, so that you can skill up and find out more about these different technologies, and hopefully you could light that fire that would then want to take and run with your community, and run an event like that with your community. So typically at the top of the month, like the first week of the month, we announce all the upcoming calls for the month, and so check in then and see what calls you're interested in that you want to join. There's always things going on socially. We have a whole open team that ambassadors control. They create their own groups. There's a book club, there's a gaming group, there's all kinds of communities within the community. There's folks that want to practice their Spanish or practice their French. Like it's really that is all run and by the ambassadors themselves, based on what they want to do within the community. But again, as they were saying, it's whatever you want to put into it. At minimum, we want you to connect once a month. You need to host an event in your first year to get that beta milestone, or work in a group project with other ambassadors. Those are the 2 requirements there. And we want you to continue hosting those events to show that you want to continue sharing that passion with your communities as you are an ambassador. And I want to address a question that David asked about folks that aren't tech savvy but have a strong desire to learn and empower others, and how can they show that passion in their application process? Well, just in saying that you have a strong desire to learn and empower others. Why? Like, what is that? What's behind that desire? What's behind that passion to learn? I think if you can share that, why you have that passion and that desire, that goes a long way in showing that, in kind of showing that passion, right? And communicating that via your application. You have to tell us why you want to learn. Is it because you want to have an impact? Is it because you want to impact others? Like, embellish and go kind of dig into that a little bit and figure out what's really at the root of that, and share that with us, because I think that would help share your passion. Okay, so we just have a minute left. I put sa-help@microsoft.com in the chat. That is our email address for support questions. So if you have specific questions about applications or timelines or anything else, you can email that. I have my LinkedIn in there as well. I'm sure any of the ambassadors here would be happy if you do a search for them and connect with them on LinkedIn to answer any questions. But really appreciate you all joining. Love the active discussion here in the chat, in the Q&A. And panelists, thank you all for being incredible ambassadors, and continue to be an ambassador by being parts of events like this. Really appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully we've inspired some of you who have either hearing about this for the first time or just wanted to know a little bit more, and hope to see your applications in the community in the near future. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Take good care.
Thank you all. Looking forward to see you all.